I don't know if this is working, so we're going to find out. Anyways, I have to take my 2-year-old and 2-month-old to the doctor. So that's why I'm not here, obviously. But I wanted to at least give you an idea of what you was doing so that you would know. Because the sub may or may not know. I can't guarantee either one. So anyways, with properties, there are 2 things you can do. We wrote down these yesterday. I'm just going to rewrite them again. Okay, that way you can see them. The first one is the quotient property, and the quotient property is when you take division and you turn that into subtraction. So basically, anytime you see division, you want to make it into subtraction when you're expanding. This is expansion because you are creating more than one log, and this it would be simplifying if I were to reverse this. Alright, then we have our power. This one just seems a little funny because you think you're not expanding it, but you are. In other words, you're making this one look a little easier to read. So anytime you have an exponent, because that's what a power is, the exponent always goes in the front. So n log b of m. Okay, this is b is just base. And the last one is product. And it's basically what it says. If you have 2 things multiplied together, then those 2 things will become addition. And there you go. And those are the 3 properties. They're very simple to use, so I'll just show you an example of each one, just a simple example. So if we're doing like the first one, we could do just numbers. I'm going to do everything in base 10 though, so I don't have to write a b every time. Like for example, we could do 17 divided by 2. It's just numbers. I could put variables in there. I could pretty much do whatever I want. So this would be log of 17 because 17 comes first in the fraction. Minus, because it's division, log of 2. And you're finished. This is called an expansion because we are expanding the single log into multiple logs. So if we were to do a power, that would be like log of, I don't know, let's say 20 squared, because this was an example from your homework yesterday for the quiz. So you log of 20 squared, well, you have an exponent, so we want to move the exponent to the very front. Once again, that is an expansion. Alright. And then lastly, if we have a product, so we could do 5 times 4. So that's going to be log 5 plus log 4. And those are your 3 expansions. Now, simplifying is the exact same thing. The only difference would be is if I was looking here. So if I'm trying to simplify, that would be going this way. This would be simplify. Alright. And basically what I'm doing is I see log 17. So obviously there's always a log. 17 is my first number. So 17 minus tells me to divide, and then there's a 2. So 17 divided by 2. And then we come here. I have a 2 in front. Well, the 2 in front tells me to make an exponent. So there we go. And then here we have a log. 5. 5 comes first. We see plus. That means multiply. 4 is just our second number. Now, obviously, we can make these a lot harder. I can come in and I can, let's say, for example, I combine multiple things together, like x cubed y. So you have multiplication and a power. So this is 2 properties, but you do it one piece at a time. You start at the first one and you work your way over. So we know there's going to be a log, and this log is x cubed, but the 3 tells me to put it in the front because it's a power. So 3 log x. Then I want to think to myself, what's going on between x and y? Well, we're multiplying, so that's a plus. So plus log y. And that makes it real simple and easy if you'll just take it one piece at a time. So let's take a look at another one. Make this one a little bit harder. Let's go with A. So one piece at a time, so we know we got a log. We have no powers, so we don't have to put anything in front of anything. We have log of x, our first one. And then between x and y, we're multiplying. And then between y and z, we are multiplying. And then between z and a, we are subtracting. So, because it's division. Division turns into subtraction. And that's just a little bit harder one. It's a little bit lengthier. Okay? So one more example. So I want you to look at something. Let's just do a nice simple one like this. So I am going to add some exponents in just because it can. And we'll talk about this 1/2 later on also. So we got the log of, our first one is x, but there's a 1/2 attached, so we got to put the 1/2 in front, and x. Then between x and y, we're multiplying, so that's log of y. Then we have division, so that's minus the quantity, and I'm going to show you something how to make this easier. And that's going to be log w plus log, 2 log of v. Okay, you got the power, you got to move it to the front. Right? So if you notice here, you can take this negative and you can distribute it. And this actually becomes half log of x plus log y minus log w minus 2 log v. So in other words, I do this to show you that anything that's in the denominator is automatically going to go minus. Okay? It doesn't matter if there's 50 things in the denominator. It's still going to be minus. And it'll keep being minus. And that is because of the distributive property. Alright, one more example. We have, I'll make this one a little more difficult. Because of the pure fact that you are going to have to remember what cubes and square roots become. Now, if you recall when we learned radicals, we did convert these equations or these roots into fractions. And remember, basically the way a root works is that you take what type of root it is and you put that in denominator. So like square root would be 1/2. Cube root would be 1/3. Okay? So you just work through it that way. So in this case, if we want to expand this out, we start with the x. So that's 1/3 log of x. And then between x and y, we're multiplying. So plus log y. And then this whole quantity down here is square rooted. So that's going to be minus 1/2 log minus 1/2 log.
Ms. Amber Snyder, if you don't mind, come by Mr. Grover's office one more time. Mr. Grover's office, please.
Sorry about the announcement. And then we just had to put these two letters in there. So this is going to be W and this is going to be V. Okay, so simplifying works the same way. We just reverse everything. Just remember, when you see a minus, that means division. Every minus you see, everything with that goes in denominator. If you were to put like square root W, square root V, it means the same thing as square root of WV. It's the exact same thing. So I hope this helps, since I'm not going to be here for the second part of class. And if not, well, you can always ask me tomorrow for some small assistance, and you'll be working on your homework.